Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. We are back at it with Journeyman Distillery. Yes, brand new to the courtroom. Wow, brand new. So, Journeyman Distillery. What do we know about Journeyman Distillery? So, we got a couple things. So they're based out in Three Oaks, Michigan. Yes, Three Oaks, Michigan. And this one, I'm actually really excited to get this on the channel because I've had Journeyman products before, but always at bars, right? And it was always like the second pour, the third pour, maybe the fourth pour. Once in a while, the fourth pour. So I've never truly had a chance to honestly kind of analyze a whiskey to see whether or not if I love it or was it just something I was sipping at a bar. So really excited to get this on the channel. But again, based out in Three Oaks, Michigan. They've won a ton of awards. I mean, a ton of awards. All the different, like the award shows that are out there from a whiskey standpoint. Fred Minnick, they've won different awards from Fred Minnick as well. I mean, the list goes on and on. This distillery, they're known as like a craft distillery, but they are truly, as they say, on the come up. They are getting pretty big and winning lots of awards. What I love about Journeyman Distillery as well is that, so when you think about them, if you ever have a chance to go on site, which I'm definitely planning myself, me and Mrs. Judge, we've already checked that box. We are going to Three Oaks, Michigan to visit Journeyman Distillery. But they have a restaurant on site. The menu, by the way, looks amazing. They have different events like weddings and like private events. They even have their own lodging, so you can actually stay there if you want to. And last but not least, most important for me at least, is they have their own little like true putting green. Yes, it's a distillery that has their own putting green. You could bring your own putter if you want, but they have like putting competitions. So sign me up. I'm in already for Journeyman for sure. When you think about Journeyman though, as a whole, the distillery, they are not only being a craft distillery, but they're known, like their core product itself is the feather rye. So the feather rye is like their core product, and that is essentially a wheated rye. So of course it's a rye, but the secondary ingredient in the mash bill is wheat. So pretty cool, a wheated rye. But they make a ton of other ryes, they make bourbons, they make a little bit of everything. But for today's episode, we're going to dive into this Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey. Yes, Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey. So this is actually a 100% wheat whiskey. So pure 100% wheat whiskey. Really excited about this one. A ton of different patrons have been telling me about Journeyman for years. Hey, Judge, you got to get it on the channel. But two people in particular, my buddy Blake, my buddy from Chicago, and then my buddy Paul G, who's actually from Michigan. Paul and his lovely wife, they go to this distillery all the time. He was actually kind enough to gift me this bottle. So he was like, Judge, get it on the channel. I guarantee you're going to love Journeyman Distillery, a base whiskey. So I was like, all right, let's go for it. So I appreciate you, Paul. Thanks so much. All right, let's go ahead and get to this. So this is, again, 100% wheat whiskey. What's pretty cool about this is the fact that, so for the wheat itself, they actually work with like local farmers. So all the wheat in this mash bill, every single bit of it, comes from a Michigan-based farm. I like that, keeping it local. Good job, Journeyman. All right, let's get into this nose real quick. I've already poured a little bit in my infinity bottle, so this can kind of air out a little bit. That nose. Goodness gracious, it's delicious. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So many people are probably wondering, Judge, so how much is this Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey going to set me back? For the most part, most of their products, including this one, is about $60. So even though I've never actually bought a bottle before, I've seen it on shelves, always wondering, should I pull the trigger or not? But most times when I see their products, they're $50, $60, $70. So honestly, very reasonably priced in terms of like today's environment. I've never seen any like super allocated $200, $300, $400 bottles. So you're not getting that, which I'm very thankful. Most of their whiskeys that I've ever seen, they're always truly right about at MSRP, inclusive of this one, which is a single barrel, coming in at $60 from MSRP standpoint. Now, this is a single barrel, so the proof obviously is going to vary for each and every release, but for this one, it's 114.2. 114.2. All right, so what do we get in the nose, Judge? So to me, this is kind of like a good combination of like almost like a red delicious apple, the Granny Smith apples, just kind of all sliced up and like cut up and mixed together with a whole bunch of honey kind of mixed in on top of it. Wow, this is really nice. You also get a good bit of like cinnamon and some baking spices. It's reminding me more and more like an apple pie. Whew. This is on the nose. This is pretty special. This is pretty special. Oh man. All right, here we go. First time on the channel. Journeyman Distillery, corsets, whips, and whiskey. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Wow. Everything in that nose matches the palate. The apples, the honey, the baking spices. Oh man, the caramel. The one little thing that was there in the palate but not in the nose, there's almost like a small note of like a cherry kind of a note, like a cherry or a strawberry kind of a note. Some type of like a strawberry / cherry kind of a note that was in the palate, but it was not there in the nose. Let me get a little bit more of that. Wow, that is delicious. And that's so funny. It's funny how sometimes the nose can match the palate, but there's always a little hidden surprise once in a while. And for this one, it's more of like it's truly more of a strawberry note than it is a cherry. It's much more of a strawberry note that's in the middle of the palate and at the end of the palate. The quality of this whiskey is exceptional. For a $60 bottle, that is a single barrel coming in at what is it, 114? Yeah, 114.2 proof. Folks, you might be wondering, Judge, is it gavel worthy? Am I buying a bottle? Am I leaving it on the shelf? I will tell you, friends, now I know what all the hype is about. Journeyman Distillery, you deserve a buy status. This is a definite buy. Grab it. Trust their products. I'm telling you, this is an excellent pour. I'm actually going to go ahead and get another pour. Hey, friends, until the next time, as we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care. See ya.